Hi, Miss Dylan cousin. Y'all already know what time it is, right? Yes. Da-na-na-na. Animated horror stories. Da-na-na-na. Animated horror stories. Two true OnlyFans horror stories. Hopefully, it's ones that we haven't seen, because we be watching them. We be seeing all of them. There's not one that we don't be seeing. So let's see what's going on with them. A whole bunch has happened. The last one, I think, someone during it had like started up the page, posting fake stuff, and someone hacked their thing and was like, "I know that that's not you. Show me you." Kidnapped a friend, whole bunch. I'm gonna try to tag that one at the end of this video. Other than that, right? Let's get into it. SSG animations. Those are the homies. Those are the homeboys, right? Yeah, go on and like the video. As I always say, you can go over and subscribe to them if you want to. Go over there and watch their stuff because they upload. We're watching a video that's gonna be an old video. If you want to be consistent with their channel, feel free to go watch it with them. But as for right now, you're watching it with me. Yeah? So let's get on into it. Get your blunts, get your blankets, get a bag of chips, and get a bottle of water. Yeah. hmm I love you guys. You should already be subscribed because that's what family do. It supports. If you see me look off, it's because I am streaming as well, and I'm trying to see if anybody's talking to me. If you want to see me, um, if you want to see these live with me, try to get the live footage, and then if you want to watch the playback, you could watch it. Watch it that way. Check check me out on Twitch at Elephant Chatting. You see that came out crazy because, oh, it just be us. But I've always had a Twitch, but I play games over there, and it's a whole lot of. But let's get into it. Let's go.
I imagine most of you here know what OnlyFans is or have heard someone mention it. For those of you who are lying and say you haven't, OnlyFans is a portal where women and men exchange photos
Why
with
did they be
fans in
lying
exchange for
if
money.
they haven't heard for
I'm
it?
sure
They
you can
probably just
imagine
don't care
that
for
these
it.
photos must be scantily clad or completely nude. And you're right. But there's room for all kinds
You're
of
wrong.
fetishes here, like hand, hair, and even foot photos. My name is Zach, and I had a very successful OnlyFans account, but it really wasn't mine, and that attracted attention that would ruin my life. Like many other people, I started out as a spectator. I would look at various other women's OnlyFans accounts and pay for their photos. One day I wanted to pay and realized that my credit card no longer had funds. Oh my God, how much have I spent here? At that moment, I realized one thing. This place is a gold mine, but how was I going to exploit it? I was quite ugly and I didn't want to expose myself to that either. Just at that moment of doubt, my sister passed by, and I had a terrible idea. I took casual pictures of her and started uploading them to a fake account, pretending to be her. The account was just feet and hands. I wouldn't need to use her there. Our skin color is identical, and I can take the pictures myself. Once I created the account, the success started to be instant. Many people.
So you got your sister's face and you're posting your feet and hands. That's crazy.
Wanted pictures of her feet,
I'm letting
her hands, hell, even her knees. None of those people knew it was really me. I started to make a lot of money, which made my family suspicious. But since I was bringing money into the house and giving gifts to my sister, they decided not to ask me too many questions.
That's crazy.
It served
You better
me well
give
to
some
do this
gifts
too,
to
since
her.
I felt less guilty about invading my sister's privacy.
That's crazy.
However, all was not well. Very quickly, the problems started to arrive. At first, I thought it was something simple and that being a man, I would be able to handle it. I would have never imagined that everything would escalate as much as it did. It all started with an innocent message from a guy asking me for pictures of my feet. I accepted and sent them to him. The user was new, but as long as he paid, I had no problem. But as time went by, he started asking for more and more pictures. Initially, I saw him as a gold mine, the best customer I ever had. But I started to worry more and more. His messages became more violent and aggressive. He said he wanted to eat my feet, that he wanted to rip them off my leg and put them as trophies in his house. At first, I didn't pay much attention to him.
Don't get your sister hurt because
you
over here pretending to be her.
When he said my name. Thank you for the pictures,
Ooh.
Zach. What? How do you know my name? Terrified, I quickly closed the tabs and the account. Suddenly, I received a WhatsApp message on my cell phone. It was a voice message.
They be hacking
so
really
fast. Think you can scam me? I know everything about you.
It's not a scam
I know
if you
what
know.
You're doing. And of course, I know where you live.
Okay, yes, it's scary, but can I just say that I'm happy? Okay, not that I'm happy, but can we just say that we're all just glad that, he's not like Alyssa or something, because we don't know Zach's sister's name. He ain't tell us. Or I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not listening. I'm not listening. I'm listening, but this is like crazy. Can we just say, like, imagine if he was like, I want to rip off your legs, and then he still think he's talking to his sister. Like, at least it's him. So you better be able to fight. You over here scamming people. You better be able to fight.
And of course, I know where you live. Stay calm. I'm not angry. In fact, I don't care about your sister's feet. I want yours. I'm on my way to visit you right now, Zach. In a panic, I started locking all the windows and doors. My sister was at home, but my parents were. I couldn't put them in danger. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and went into my room, terrified. With any luck, this would be just a bluff, but I couldn't risk it. Within seconds, I got another voice message. I can still see you, Zach. I'm too close now.
Really?
How about you make this a little more fun for
Are you in
me?
the house?
Turn off your webcam, so it's a little harder for me to find you.
He's watching you through the webcam.
The webcam? Were you spying on me? Of course he was. This was a hacker. Startled, I unplugged the webcam and instantly, someone knocked on the door. Mom, don't open it! When I came down, it was too late. My mom had already opened the door. But behind her, there was no psychopath. It was my sister and her boyfriend. As soon as they came in, I closed the door again.
Oh!
And a little calmer, I went to my room.
I'm not, because it's
Angela's boyfriend was tall and imposing. He would surely defend us if something happened.
Unless he's there to get you.
And I didn't receive any more messages. Was it all over?
No, it's not.
Now calmer, I heard my door open and Angela and her boyfriend came to greet me.
What did I say her name was?
Hey guys,
Hi,
how are you? Before I could finish my sentence, Angela's boyfriend came up behind me, grabbed me and covered my mouth so I wouldn't scream.
What did I say?
Angela approached him with a cell phone and held it to his mouth. And the man sent a voice message. I told you I was coming for you, little Zach.
What did I say,
As soon as she finished sending the message, my cell phone rang. This was the same voice as the man who was stalking me. It was him. So my sister knows what he was doing? Are they trying to teach me a lesson?
Identity theft, Zach. That's not very nice. Do you think your little gifts would make me not realize what you're doing?
He did.
With that said, Angela pulled out a handsaw and stretched out my foot.
You think I won't do this? I told you I'd take your feet off and put them on. Do you think I'm a liar?
Having said that, he put the saw on my foot. At that moment, I could feel the cold metal resting on it.
Oh!
My heart began to beat violently. Was he really going to do it?
It's her.
You know, Zach, I really don't care about the pictures, but you see, I'm in a much more private business on the deep web, and it bothers those people if my image gets damaged. Don't think I have anything against you, okay? This is more of a punishment for them. It's either this or kill you.
I'm gonna light my blunt back.
Anyway, I'll be honest with you. I also think you really need a punishment.
Without further ado, my sister started sawing my foot while her boyfriend was holding me. The pain was indescribable, and she was doing it really slow, so it was even worse. The blood was coming out everywhere, and I could only scream and scream. But I couldn't even scream, because they were holding my mouth. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know if I was going to survive.
You might
I was
not.
getting
You really
dizzy,
might.
and I was losing a lot of blood. Suddenly, everything started to shut down. The pain felt just as intense, but I was running out of energy to even try to scream. Finally, I closed my eyes. When I woke up, I was in my bed, and my parents were in front of me. Had it all been a dream?
You're finally awake, Zach. You look better.
Frightened, I lifted the sheet and looked down. My feet were gone.
Okay.
Instead, there were only bandages.
Did mom and dad know
My
too?
life was ruined.
Because they just let everybody
I
up in
started
there.
crying wildly. I didn't know how to react.
Why are they so calm about you? Ain't
Hey,
got no feet.
calm down. You're going to be fine. Understand your poor sister. Her employers forced her to do this to you.
All right, what I just say?
You-
What I just say?
You know?
Of course we do. This is the family business.
You're just too immature to join. But she cut off my feet. How can you not be worried?
I'm too immature
Because,
to
just
join.
like your sister said, you deserved it, son.
Don't make that face. Someday, when you grow up, you'll be able to join the family.
In the meantime, we'll be watching you.
You'll be able to join the
Always.
family. Is so
And that
crazy.
was the last time we talked about it. From that day on, I worked honestly from my computer and saved as much money as I could to leave home. When I left, my family always visited my girlfriend and me. Everyone pretended nothing was wrong, and just in case, I didn't say anything to my partner. It would be putting her in danger in vain.
How do I get your address?
From that day on,
They just
I am
popping up trying
condemned
to
to a
kill
life
you.
of fear. A life in which all my loved ones will always be at risk. From my own family. I know what I did was wrong. But
was.
nothing justified living the nightmare that I am living. Nowadays, the only thing I aspire to is to be at peace. But I think I'm asking for too much.
Back in 2018, when I was a struggling college student, some of my friends suggested I open an OnlyFans account. A few of them already had their accounts and were making tons of money already. When I started my OnlyFans account, I wasn't looking to be a porn star or an adult actress. My goal was to be able to pay my rent and cover my tuition fees. As days passed, I got many subscribers, and I started making more income than both of my friends. I wasn't proud of myself for creating adult content, so I never mentioned it anywhere. The last thing I wanted was for one of my professors to discover my OnlyFans account. If you are familiar with OnlyFans, you must know that the subscribers can request the creator to create the kind of content they wanted to see. Although I hardly accepted any kind of requests, one of my initial subscribers who had been consuming my content for probably the longest time, and who sent me a lot of money in the form of tokens, had requested me to do a little dance for him that was fully clothed. I did not find this request odd at all, so I did it, and posted the video on my account. Soon, I received $500 as a thank you payment. Over the months, I did multiple such cute and innocent videos for the same subscription. Until one day, he DM'd me and asked me if I would be willing to go on a date with him. He also said that he found me to be very lonely and would love to meet me in person. Although I had never met any of my subscribers in person, something told me that this subscriber would be different. So I ended up giving the man my cell phone number. When we started chatting,
Now he's about to
I
hack you.
quickly realized that this guy was only a few years my senior, and he was a doctor, and not to mention very handsome from the photos he had sent me. With every text message we exchanged,
What?
I grew more and more curious
I
about
had
him.
him in a
And
wax
most of
video,
all,
and he shit it
why
all
would a
over
guy
his
like
body.
him, who could easily date any girl, be interested in me, an OnlyFans creator
watch
and
that video.
struggling student? Nevertheless, I decided to meet him and give him a chance. Grayson had arranged our date in a high-end restaurant in town. I had never been there before, so it was a new experience for me. I had seen his pictures, so I knew how he looked. When I reached the restaurant, a receptionist guided me towards his table, and my God, was I stunned. This man wasn't just handsome, he was model-level handsome. Baby blue eyes, fair skin, sharp cheekbones, soft curly brown hair, and soft pink lips. I mean, you could call me pretty, but to be honest, I considered it to be a privilege that this man was interested in me.
Hi, beautiful.
Hi, Grayson.
I managed to stutter out the reply. He smirked at me and waved the receptionist off, who seemed to be just as taken by him as I was.
So, what would you like to order?
He asked. I was really hungry, as I had come directly from classes, but I did not want to seem impolite, so I let him order for me.
Actually, I don't mind you ordering for me.
That's
I've never been
crazy.
to this restaurant before, so I don't know what to order.
Okay, that's
Sure.
weird.
Would you like to have pasta or steak?
Pasta sounds delicious.
Can I have both?
And that's how the date went. We spoke, cracked jokes, laughed, and kissed at the end. I was really in a dreamy mood the following day. So just think how I would have felt when I received a text from Grayson asking me for another date. I replied immediately, but this time he wanted to take me on a one-day trip. When I told my friends about
Where
it,
are you going?
they were a bit skeptical about going on a trip after just a single date. But after I told them how wonderful Grayson was, they let me go. On the weekend, Grayson picked me up in his convertible car near my university. I had packed comfortable clothes for the weekend, as Grayson asked. With
Is
a
it the
dreamy look
weekend,
in
2
my
days,
eyes,
or one day?
I got in his
'Cause,
car and we
see,
drove
that's why
off.
my friends can't go nowhere.
He had booked a cabin in the woods for us, so we could explore nature together and walk on trails. I wasn't an outdoor person, but the thought of spending time with Grayson was reason enough for me to give nature a chance. As we drove to the cabin, I realized how secluded the area was and how the cabin was
Don't kill
situated
you.
in the interior of the jungle. But Grayson kept talking to me and making me feel at ease. Whenever I looked at him and
You got
spoke to
pepper
him,
spray or taser
I
or
felt
anything?
weirdly easy. We reached the so-called cabin, and mind you, it wasn't a cabin. It was a full-fledged 3-story bungalow with a hot tub in the backyard and a view of the valley below.
Random, but is it crazy how I know for a fact that if the animations in this particular style were trying to do black people, that they would look wild? Because the whites look whites. You can't always do that to black people. We have details. I'm not saying white people don't have detail, but I'm just like, watch when they come back on screen, like, and it's more the guy than the woman, you know, like just the cipher of when they were talking, her talking to her little female friends, like they look more realistic than I know a group of black females would in this art style.
We got there,
Artists know
and
what I mean.
Grayson, being the gentleman that he was, offered me the room
It's like this
next
looks
to
like a
him.
bootleg movie.
This made me
Like, this
feel
would be a
respected.
bootleg movie with white.
That he did not expect favors from me for bringing me here. I took the room next to him and settled in there. Soon he knocked on my door and asked me to go on a walk with him. That's when I noticed an elder woman in the house. Apparently, she was the caretaker and in charge of our food and other needs.
Apparently.
I found it very sweet that he was so thoughtful. We went for a walk, and I did not know how peaceful nature could be. Grayson and I connected during that walk. I enjoyed his company.
Like, this looks like a bootleg movie that I would watch on TV.
The sunset from the cliff and returned to the cabin shortly after. We freshened up and met in the dining room, and a lavish meal was already prepared for us there. He took a seat across the table and began drinking wine and eating food. I was really impressed by the arrangement. As the meal came to an end, the caretaker woman, whose name was Georgina, brought us our dessert. As soon as I took a bite of the dessert, I started feeling dizzy. A sharp pain shot to my skull, and the lights were blurring slowly. I could see Grayson and Georgina rushing towards me, and that was the last thing I
Were they
remembered
helping
before
you, or were
I
they just
blacked out.
rushing towards you?
The next thing I remembered was waking up on a bed with a halogen-like light focused on my
Oh,
face.
they about to try to cut you.
Wakey, wakey, princess.
I could hear Grayson's voice. I thought he might have taken me to my room after I passed out. After all, he was a doctor, wasn't he? But as I tried to get up, I couldn't move, as I was strapped to a narrow bed, and I wasn't in my room. Rather, I was in what appeared to be an operation theater.
Like, you're not in your
As I
room
looked
at
around,
all. You're
I could
somewhere
see
with this
Grayson dressed
strange
in
ass
scrubs
man.
and wearing the apron, as if he was ready to perform surgery on me. Beside him was Georgina, in a nurse's dress. My instincts had kicked in, and I could tell that I was in a very bad situation. I had to find a way to get out of this situation. But for me to do anything, I had to distract both of them.
What are you doing to me, Grayson?
Oh, firstly, my name is not Grayson. It's Duke. And secondly, we are cutting out your organs from your body to sell them in the black market, honey.
Grayson replied nonchalantly, as if it was something he had done regularly. And when I looked at the setup around me, it did seem like he did it regularly.
Why are you doing this to me?
Girl, I'm trying
What
to
did I do to you?
Darling, do you think a reputed surgeon like me, and not to mention someone as handsome as me, would really fall for someone like you who makes her living posting naked pictures? You do not value yourself, and so I decided to just take parts from your body that you seem to disrespect so much.
What makes you think I don't like my body? I was struggling to make a living.
Ugh.
It's tough to go through college.
I could see the irritated expression on his face, meaning my trick wasn't working. All I had to do was get him worked up enough so he would make a mistake.
You're a monster. You know that?
Yes, I do. Save yourself the drama, girl. You are going to die soon.
That laugh was scary.
Well, I just hope someone steals your organs one day so you could understand what it's like to lie in this bed.
This triggered something in him, and he kicked the tray, holding all the knives, and fortunately, a small scalpel landed beside my wrist. I snatched it, unknown to both of them, and tried to cut the leather cuffs that strapped me to the bed. Both of them were busy picking the fallen
Did he
instruments.
see? Hurry
When I
up!
freed
Let's
one of
throw
my
some
hands,
scalpel feet.
wasting no time, I freed my other hand, then my neck, and sat straight on the bed. This caught both my captors by surprise. Without wasting any time, I used the same blade to stab Georgina in the neck.
Period.
As she bled all over the floor, choking on her own blood. Grayson, or should I say Duke, tried to grab me and pushed me
Like
back
some-
on the table.
some scalpels
But
is sharp.
somehow I managed to grab an injection from the fallen tray and stabbed it into his chest.
Oh! Oh,
Immediately,
good shit.
he fell to his knees and struggled to breathe. Now I was covered in Georgina's blood and bruises from the leather cuffs. Duke was trying to grab my feet with his hands, and I could see
Hiccup.
that he was struggling to breathe even more. Whatever was in that injection was meant to kill me, I suppose. I went upstairs and grabbed Duke's car keys, which were in his room, and drove back to town in the dead of the night. I contacted the police and everything was taken care of after that. Turns out, Duke was a wanted criminal who was a doctor as well.
Crazy.
He made his money by selling organs on the dark web. He often targeted OnlyFans creators or lonely gay men to steal their organs. To date, he had killed 26 people, and I would have been the 27th victim. Lastly, after the traumatizing experience, I closed my OnlyFans and started working at a fast food joint. It did not pay well, but at least I was safe.
Hey, sometimes you gotta just, deal with what you can. Cause about to die because you just be wanting to go on dates with people is crazy as hell. Truth be honest, that platform is just supposed to be for people to see you on there. You ain't supposed to really be meeting with people. So that's her own fault, but hey, to each his own. Same thing with the little boy in the first one. You over here taking pictures of your sister, you ain't even converse with her, and now she cut your damn feet off. Crazy. What a twist. These are two crazy ones. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment which one was your favorite. Yeah, my favorite had, I think it was the first one. Yeah, it's the first one. I love you guys, and until next time, bye.